Hello everyone, welcome back to Spark Beyond. In today's story, we'll explore why hard work, determination, and persistence are the keys to success. We'll also take the chance to learn new English words and phrases along the way. So sit back, relax, and stay with us until the end of the story. In a small village nestled in the heart of the countryside, there was a young man named Leo. Now, Leo was someone you could call full of potential. He had the strength, the health, and the youth to do anything he set his mind to. But unfortunately, he had one serious flaw. Leo was incredibly lazy. He spent his days lounging around and dreaming big, without ever lifting a finger to turn those dreams into reality. His family, though hardworking, could not convince him to get out of bed and put in the effort. Leo was content with his dreams, and one of his favorite fantasies was that one day, fortune would just come to him. He believed that success would fall into his lap without much effort, but the reality was very different. Leo's family struggled with poverty. His father worked tirelessly every day, while Leo only watched. He thought that somehow he would be different. He was waiting for the right moment to start working, waiting for life to give him a sign, but the sign never came. One cold winter morning, while Leo was sitting under the large oak tree in the village square, he heard a rumor. A wealthy merchant from a neighboring town was giving out free food to the villagers as an act of gratitude for the good harvest that year. Leo's eyes lit up. This could be my big break, he thought. Instead of working or helping his father, Leo rushed to the merchant's stall to get his share of the free meal. When it was finally his turn, Leo eagerly took the large bag of bread and a pot of warm stew from the merchant. As he made his way home, his stomach growled, eager for a delicious feast. Once he was inside his small, humble home, he set the stew pot on the stove and prepared himself for a great meal. Sitting down to eat, Leo felt a moment of joy. He enjoyed the stew and bread, savoring each bite. As he sat back, content with his meal, Leo's mind started to wander. If I had a business of my own, he thought, I could be rich. Maybe I could start by selling something small, like bread or stew. I could be the richest man in the village. He imagined it all in his mind. First, he would sell the stew and bread. Then, he would save up enough money to buy a small shop. From there, he would buy land, build a mansion, and maybe even buy a horse-drawn carriage. The possibilities were endless. Soon he would be the richest man in the village, and everyone would respect him. Leo's imagination ran wild with possibilities. He thought of all the things he could buy, all the people who would admire him, and the life of luxury he could lead. But there was one problem. Leo was sitting idle and dreaming, rather than working hard to turn these dreams into reality. The next morning, instead of getting to work, Leo went for a walk around the village. He hoped that someone would give him more free food, or perhaps a generous person would come to him and offer him something else to make his dreams come true. But of course, no one was going to do that. The village continued on with its daily grind, while Leo's life remained unchanged. At that moment, Leo realized something he hadn't considered before. Success is not a gift. It isn't something that happens because you wish for it. It requires hard work, effort, and most importantly, persistence. The people who succeed are not the ones who wait for opportunity to come knocking. They are the ones who go out and create their own opportunities. Leo's fantasy world quickly faded as he looked around at the life he had created for himself. He had dreamed of success, but never put in the work to achieve it. The life he wanted was still far out of reach, and the only way to close that gap was to take action. Determined to change his path, Leo decided to start small. He couldn't build a mansion in a day, but he could take small steps toward his goal. So he began helping his father in the fields every morning. It wasn't glamorous, but it was honest work, and Leo soon found that working with his hands gave him a sense of purpose he had never felt before. As days passed, Leo's mindset began to change. He learned the value of hard work, discipline, and persistence. He started setting small goals for himself and meeting them every day. Slowly but surely, Leo's life began to improve. He saved money, bought a small plot of land, and started his first business, a bakery. It wasn't long before his bakery became popular, and soon Leo had enough money to expand. The more Leo worked, the more successful he became. His dreams were no longer just fantasies, they were becoming reality. And as Leo worked harder, he began to understand the true meaning of success. It wasn't about waiting for good things to come to you. It was about making things happen through your actions. Leo's story is a powerful reminder to all of us. Our actions shape our destiny. Dreams alone won't bring us success, but hard work, persistence, and discipline will. Leo learned this the hard way, and by taking action, he transformed his life. So if you ever find yourself dreaming big, but not taking the necessary steps to make those dreams come true, remember Leo's story. Don't be lazy. Your actions, big or small, will shape your future. If you want to succeed, you must work for it. If you want to be great, you must put in the effort. Your destiny is in your hands. So, remember, the road to success requires more than just wishing for it. You have to act on your dreams and work tirelessly for them. Your actions will define your future. Thank you for listening to Spark Beyond. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this story with your friends. And most importantly, take action today towards your dreams. Until next time, keep striving.